What does it mean to have a support group? Like to have your family and have, like you said, your girlfriend. How does that feel to have that support group?
They make it so easy for me. I'm not going to lie. Like, obviously, I have the luxury of having my brother runs the gym, owns a gym or dojo, so I get to train there all the time. He gives me the grace of giving me private lessons since I was a little kid. We've built an amazing fight team of just studs, people up-and-comers, some riff-raff. I don't know if you've seen the Mighty Ducks and how he turned all those misfits into some champions. That was the same game plan, bro. It's just to try to impose our will in any type of way we can. And then my family, they just show all the love and support. I'm the youngest out of 5. So, we got one sister, brother. So yeah. Oh, I'm the 5th. So the youngest out of 5. And it's just been all like love, My parents have done the best. They've put a lot of sacrifice into giving me a lot of great opportunities to help me go see. I did a little kickboxing in Europe when I was 18, right? Instead of going to like a big graduation trip, I was like, let me go try to train a little bit somewhere else. My brother was running a gym down there too, so I went with him. Then we came back over here, opened House of Dragons, and my family's been very supportive. Then throughout the process of fighting, I found my girlfriend. She's been such a sweetheart, just throughout the weight cuts especially. That's like the hardest part for any spouse that's going into dating a fighter, marrying a fighter. Just dealing with them being different. Like, I don't care who you are, you turn into a different person during the weight cut week, especially. Especially if you don't have it right. Like this cut, I was a lot better. I was operating around like 135. So I only had to cut like 10 pounds. It wasn't anything crazy. But you still feel like a different person, bro. You cut yourself from all types of fluids. You start feeling mentally fatigued. Every little hit hurts you more because you just don't have proteins. You don't have the nutrition to continue. You just don't want to you get overstimulated with everything. So her dealing with that has just been the biggest grace. She's reminded me time and time again that I've put in the hard work, that I'm ready for this. She literally wrote me a letter before the fight, and then she gave it to me after the fight, saying how I was going to win. She predicted it. She just had faith in it. She prayed to the Lord, gave it to him, and then that's all that she could do. And then just trust on my end that I did my thing, right? So, and then I was like, well, what would have happened if I got knocked out? Like, would you have given me the letter? She goes, no. So,
bro, shout out her though.
Yeah, man. Bro. Like, she believes in me, and that's all I could ask for, is someone to believe in me. And she shows me that every single day. She'll, there's sometimes where she's honest with me. I'm like, I don't want to hear it, but shit, at least she's honest and not lying to me.
And to be understanding too.
Exactly.
Man. Because in a way, realistically, that sport and her kind of like right there.
Yeah, bro.
And then sometimes, it has to come first because it's like, I'm putting my life at risk right now. I'm stepping in this cage. That's why, like, I respect all fighters. Yeah. Like, if any fighter ever feels like I talk shit about them, it's not in no way.
Bro, that's the game we're in.
But still, it's in no way because at the end of the day, I never done none of that. I've sparred. That's all I've done. But I haven't cut weight. I haven't, walked out. I haven't had the cage door closed and I'm like, all right, bro. Like, we're about to do that. So I respect you guys and I understand, like, it's war. You know what I'm saying? Like, back then, it was like that back then.
Yeah, bro. It's
what I'm
some real gladiator shit. Like, it's not easy to do what we do, Like, I felt, especially this last fight, I got a lot of night terrors about this fight. You know what I'm saying? I was having those, like, dreams of getting, like, this guy, he was 2-0 and only had, first round finishes. So I was like just praying that we got past the first round. Like, yeah, I wanted to win, but I was like, let me just get past the first round and I know I have a better chance. And we didn't get past the first round. So, but I had literal tears, bro, of like just every single possibility of him putting me out, choking me out, knocking me out, head kicking me, flying knees, making sure that I was just going to not be able to walk the next day. I was going to be unconscious. And I had some tears where I was waking up in sweats. And I got past that, man. I mean, she helped me. She told me that I've trained my butt off. I let those terrors almost consume me to the point where I did need a support system, And because of that, it humbled me. It brought me back to, that term lock in. That's basically what she just kept on telling me to do. And I was more than capable of finishing the job. That's where, the mindset is of becoming pro or not. You have to have that ability to flip the switch. Kobe Bryant, he would always talk about as a champion, You can have a bad day. You can have this happen. Something in life can hurt you. But the day of the competition, it does not matter what you went through. Your dad could die. Your mom can die. My father has gone through, he almost died twice these last 2 years. And it's been the most important years of my fight career. And I was ready just to continue to fight, even if it happened. I don't care. Like, he would have wanted me to continue. And some people don't have that ability, Obviously, if it would have happened, who knows? Who knows how my heart really would have felt. I can, thank God I didn't have to think that way. But what I can tell myself is that I would have to push on. And the day of the event, the day of the fight, nothing else matters. And that is also part of my faith and ties into that. And just the ability to lock in. So when I have the support of my family, the support of my girlfriend, they made me feel invincible. On top of my teammates, on top of my faith, and all I can do is just go out there and do my thing. So
you said invincible, it made me want to throw up the sign right there. Invincible. Nah, but in all seriousness, man, that's
yeah.
I love to hear that. I love to see it because it's already a hard sport, one of the hardest, and just to have a home, a foundation, a support system like that. I know that has to feel good, and like for anything too, to be honest. But in that sport, for sure. How is your relationship with your mom and dad?
Oh, bro, amazing! Like they do everything. Ever since I was a kid, like they just been helping me out. Making sure I made it to all my wrestling practices when I was a kid. My dad always made sure that I was just being a man growing up. He made sure that my life was pretty much like Disney World. He always was there for me. Anytime I needed to talk to him, he was there. That's why I'm so humbled in my faith, is because I know what a loving father's like. My father was a very loving father. He made sure he stepped out of his way, left work early to make sure that he was there for me, there for my siblings, especially me being the youngest out of 5. You have a lot of attitudes, a lot of personality situations you have to deal with, people doing this part, and like, because I'm my sisters and brothers, they're older, so they're at different points of life than I was as a kid. So dealing with a kid on top of dealing with a teenager on top of dealing with an adult is 3 different mentalities, 3 different like switches he would have to turn on, so I give him the respect of that, and it lets me know of what I can be and how strong I can be if he was able to handle that. Especially my mom, too. My mom is the biggest glue and rock for our whole family. Just making sure that we were always on time to everything, making sure that she was just there, being supportive. Whenever I needed to run into someone's arms, she was a good mother. Understood that I'm going to have hard times, but made sure I got through it, and I was man enough to step up to it. So sometimes she was a harsh mama, but a real mom. And that's all I could ask for. So.
Bro, shout out mom and dad.
Oh,
bro.
Dude, they're superheroes. Those are the Invincibles. You know what I'm saying?
Invincible.
Dude.
Bro, that was it's just a good show. But like that episode where he was like, "You're not listening." He was like, and he can't keep getting away with this because he like it just kept going back and forth. No, but that's great, bro. It's love to hear, family first and everything. How's your relationship with your siblings? Obviously, your brother, head dojo himself, head sensei.
Yeah.
But how's your relationship with your siblings?
Great, man. I have 3 beautiful sisters. They all have amazing husbands. So my brother-in-laws, they're super supportive too. I talk to them all the time just about life. They've given me guidance on different things, different aspects of life, because growing up in a family, you're very one-sided to the way your family thinks. So seeing those 3 individuals come into my life and give me just a different outlook as a man helps a lot too. Obviously, there's some things that they probably don't agree with that I do, or that I don't agree with that they do, but luckily we have that love for each other, especially because they love my sister. That's all I could ever ask for, is for them to take care of my sister and their family, because like now I have a bunch of nieces. Only 1 nephew right now. We're trying to grow it up. But but yeah, man, like I just ask that they're the man of the house for them, to let me know and feel the clarity of that they're protecting my sister. And in return, they give me love and guidance as other brothers that have joined my family. So respect to those guys.
And how is it like, sister, brother, or is it?
I have my oldest sister, Shauna, and then William. and then we have Aviana or Adriana and Sabrina, and then there's me.
And what's the age gap? If you don't mind?
So Shauna, she probably gonna hate me for it because I don't.
Okay, well,
I
you don't
don't
have
wanna
to say.
say
How
her
old is
age
your
wrong.
brother then? How old is your
My
brother?
brother, he's 33, 32.
And how old are you? Okay.
I'm 24. We're like 9 years apart.
So how did this? Oh, you 24?
Yeah.
Shout out 25.
Nice.
How did this, martial arts and Muay Thai? How did it get introduced to the family?
Yeah. So and it's kind of funny because our whole family like knows how to train. My oldest sister, she's actually a black belt. My other two sisters, they just know self defense to get someone off the street. Like if someone tries to grab them, get run away, go find someone. But it all started because my father, he was a champion in Laredo, Mexico, for karate, and then when he moved to Laredo, Texas, he joined karate there with Master Denley. She's a real big karate. She's like she is the karate, like OG karate people.
The godmother.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm talking about, like she would whoop grown men back in the day, like straight up, like bare hands.
What was her name?
Her name's Linda Denley. If you just look her up on Google, you'll be like, damn, this girl's crazy. Back in the 90s, like she would whoop on Chuck Norris. Like I'm not even joking. Like old school karate, And my dad came over here to Texas and trained in her dojo or with her growing up and all that stuff. And then he wanted my brother to get into martial arts. And that's kind of how it just blew up. My brother was into Power Rangers. His favorite person was the Green Ranger. Yeah, bro. They had the Green Ranger helmet over there. And he actually got to meet Jason David Frank. Rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace.
And we actually got really close into the whole Power Ranger community. My brother trained in Thailand with his actual Muay Thai trainer as well. And it was cool, small world. And that's kind of where we grew up into being, kind of like how that guy is, trying to run dojos. We love the pop culture aspect of martial arts. That's becoming bigger now. Now it's cool to be an anime nerd. Now it's cool to read comic books, collect Pokemon cards. And that's always been our thing. Like, we've never changed. And, like, having that pop culture thing, martial arts has always been, like, just our thing. Me and my brother, whenever we would hang out, it'd always be just like, hey, punch and kick. Even his own son, his son's favorite thing, his favorite toy is just holding a sword. He holds a sword. That kid's crazy. He would go and try to chop everyone's legs off and everything. And that's just how he grew up. And he just raised me to always be strong and to try to carry myself as strong as I can. And from the comic books and having fun, we would always go on like just little comic book hangouts, me and him. Go to the dojos, just train here and there. And he just took me around, dude. Like, I was just backpacking with him and learned. And from there, I'm at where I'm at now, and I can't complain. Now we're running a kick-ass dojo, some awesome kids, amazing fight team. We have the strongest kids fight team in Houston. And that's all it is to it, bro. Just spreading martial arts.
Bro, it's basically like a movie.
That's what I like to say, bro. I felt like a main character these last couple of days, and not gonna lie, because